San Juan Regional Medical Center is your community hospital, committed to making life better for the communities we are privileged to serve. In fact, better is our mission, improving lives through personalized health and care. What matters most to our patients matters most to us, offering a comprehensive range of inpatient, outpatient, and emergency care services so you can get the quality care you need right here at home. San Juan Regional Medical Center, celebrating life better here since 1910. "11 minutes past 8 o'clock. It is Thursday morning, the 19th day of May, 2022. Good morning, everybody. I'm Scott Michlin. Thanks for tuning in to KSJE 90.9 FM, of course, over the air here in San Juan County, New Mexico. Streaming everywhere else on the planet at KSJE.com. And we welcome our viewers who are watching this visual radio program. The video is streaming out live this morning to the KSJE Facebook page, our YouTube channel, and our Twitter account. So we're glad that you are with us this morning, everybody, because coming up, talking about one of my very favorite events in Farmington that really kind of heralds the beginning of summer, and that, of course, is Riverfest. It is back, and we're so thrilled that it is back. I've got great guests here to talk about what is planned for Memorial Day weekend here in Farmington as we celebrate the rivers. So stay tuned for that conversation beginning in the next few moments right here on KSJE. Then later on this hour, I'll be checking in with Sarah Morgan. She's a singer-songwriter from the Midwest who is going to be performing here at San Juan College next week. We'll be talking with her and hearing a little bit about her music this morning at 8:45. On KSJE. Next hour, Mick Hess is going to take us roving with the arts, and Mick is featuring music this morning from the Asnavorian Duo. Those are the ladies you see on the screen right there. He'll be playing some of their music this morning at 9:06, followed at 9:30 by a relatively new program on KSJE. Once a month, we play Native Art Voices of the Four Corners. Vanaya Yazi is speaking with local Native American artists and sharing those conversations with us so we can share them with you. Thursday at 9:30, that's today, of course, coming up at 9:30 on KSJE. Don't forget, you can also connect with us on our Instagram page in addition to Facebook and YouTube and Twitter. And if you are available Saturday morning, we invite you to come here to San Juan College for our KSJE 0 Mile Fun Run. Just like Riverfest, it's back after a little bit of a break, but we're thrilled to be able to do the 0 Mile Fun Run with you. In fact, everybody, as you're sitting there listening to my voice right now, you are indeed training for the 0 Mile Fun Run just by sitting around. So you're already trained, ready to go. So join us. It is $20 the day of the race, and that's at 10:30 this Saturday here at San Juan College Learning Commons Plaza. That's where we hold our graduation, so we'll see you there Saturday morning for our 0 Mile Fun Run. Weather forecast outside our studios here at San Juan College. It is a sunny morning, 60 degrees at the moment. We're expecting a mostly sunny day today, but those winds are coming back, I'm afraid. Windy today with a high of 88 degrees and maybe some gusts up to 45 miles per hour this afternoon. Windy tonight with a low of 58. Winds again tomorrow on Friday with a high near 80, and windy Friday night with a low of 51. Then things kind of calm down and are cooler on Saturday, partly sunny with a high of 71. That's good for a 0 mile run. I think I like those cooler temperatures. Clear 46 Saturday night. It'll be sunny and 77 on Sunday, 78 on Monday, 77 on Tuesday, back to the mid-80s on Wednesday, and look at that, 90 degrees by the end of next week. Well, let me introduce my guests who are here with me this morning to talk about, as I mentioned, Riverfest, which is back in San Juan County on Memorial Day weekend. Gloria and Bob Leamer are here. Good morning to both of you from the River Reach Foundation. Good to have you both here.
Good morning, Scott. Thank you for having us.
You bet. Great to see you. Bob Leamer, good morning to you.
Good morning, Scott.
Great to have you both here, so thank you very much. Evan Knoll is also here with us this morning to talk also about Riverfest. And Evan, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Thank you for being here as well. So Before we get started, I did want to embarrass the lemurs just a little bit because you can't talk about Riverfest and the rivers without talking about Bob and Gloria Lemur and all the work that they have done to protect and enhance our rivers in San Juan County. And so I just wanted to share the picture of both of you at the Lemur Lookout, which is now part of the Among the Waters Trail, and a great thing to commemorate both of you and your work towards the rivers. So thank you both very much.
Thank you.
Thanks,
for that,
Scott.
Scott. Bob's work, really.
Well, you're very welcome. We appreciate it. So let's talk about Riverfest. It is back after a little bit of a break, and so we're excited for that. And you've got a lot of things planned for next weekend, correct?
Yeah.
Evan, tell us a little bit about what's new, what's coming back.
After the hiatus, it really seems to be we're going to have one of the largest events this year. We have tractor rides and food vendors and people selling all their wares, arts and crafts, disc golf, just so many events.
Lots of things.
It's going to be a fun weekend. It's going to be a very
Car
fun
shows
weekend.
and music and all the things we love about the river and things on the river, which
Exactly.
is also exciting. Gloria Lemur, what's some of the things you're looking forward to as part of Riverfest this year?
I wanted to first say that we partner with the city of Farmington.
That's right.
And also with our media partners and Parks and Rec Department. And we've also we partner with this Convention and Visitors Bureau. And we've been on this hiatus for the pandemic for 2 years. And we were chosen through our CVB by New Mexico True of the New Mexico Tourism Department as one of 13 events in New Mexico that they wanted to help bring back after not having our major fundraiser of Riverfest each of the past 2 years. And so it's called SIRI, but it's something about event recovery initiative is what it is.
Nice.
And we have had help from an event consulting company and marketing specialist and just organizers that are experienced with sponsorships and events. And Evan is the executive director of Riverfest 2022. He's co-chair with Jim Neidhart, Dr. James Neidhart. And I am the sponsorship director, and Bob is the entertainment director, and he is assisted by Nina Sasaki, who plays in Black Velvet, one of the bands
Okay. Great.
there. So
Well, this is such a big event.
It's been a
and
great response.
Yeah, it's such a great event, and it's one of, I would say, the signature events of Farmington and San Juan County. I can see why the state would want to help to bring it back and help it be successful as it comes back after a little bit of a break. So that makes sense to me, and so it is great. You have, speaking of entertainment, you've got some entertainment planned, right, that starts off on, Friday, does it not?
That's right.
Right?
That's right, Scott. We're starting at 5 o'clock on Saturday at
Friday.
River Reach, at the little pavilion on River Reach Terrace. And we have a group out of Durango called Magic Ham, and they're young people.
Yes.
They're, I think, 14, 15. There are
Right.
3 musicians. And following their event from 5 to 6:30, then we're having Luke Renner. He's an amazing character. He works here at the college, and I've known Luke for many years, but he's
He's a yo-yo, and that's not being derogatory.
and with his yo-yo acts and things like that,
Right.
he's in national competition. So he's done a wonderful job, and he's going to give a little demonstration of what he's doing. He's in national competition,
Right.
and he's won at least 6 awards in the last few years. So Luca will be doing some yo-yo demonstrations, and then Tim Sullivan's going to perform from 7 to 9 o'clock Friday evening. So that's their kickoff on Riverfest 34.
Very, very good. And Tim is kind of more of a country music performer, I would say, right?
Yes.
At least from the looks of him and from that hat. I would
That's
say
right.
country music for sure. So that's the kickoff on Friday night, correct? At the little pavilion, which is right there at kind of San Juan Boulevard, Scott Avenue, that location. And then on Saturday, of course, you've got a whole other big schedule, right, of entertainment, multiple locations and things like that.
We do.
Yes, Scott, we do start May 27th, Friday, from 5 to 9. That's a big kickoff at Berg Park, just on the Scott Avenue and San Juan Boulevard side of the park. There's nothing going on at the Rocky Reach Landing or the Animas Park on Friday night.
Right.
There will be food vendors and music and entertainment, and a VIP kickoff event as well for our sponsors. And that's hosted by San Juan County. On Saturday, we start at 10 a.m. And we go to 8 p.m. So that's at Berg and Animas Parks. And actually, Berg East, which is in the middle of the park, and we have all kinds of Cottonwood Landing and Overbend Lookout, and
Right.
what is the other one where the arts and crafts are? Archway Court.
Okay, that's
So
right.
we have a lot of plazas in our park
Right.
system and our trails, and there'll be something for everyone there. And if you'd like, I'll list a few more
Sure.
of the events.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I know that we can find all this online too. It is riverfestnewmexico.com.
That's right.
And so the whole schedule's online, and folks can check it out and see what they want to plan their weekend, I guess is what I would say.
Yes, and they can also donate or they can volunteer. And we do need volunteers. We grow every year, so we need more volunteers each year. And so we are a little short now, and if you like this event and want to keep it going and want to help out even just a couple of hours, there's a lot of different places you can choose to help out. Set up and take down information booths, whatever. And I do want to direct you to riverfestnewmexico.com because it's a new website in addition to our riverreachfoundation.com website. And it's just a wonderful way to, you'll see some photos of yourself maybe if you've attended past Riverfest. It's just a great, and there's video and just a lot of information there.
Very good. But I do want to push the volunteers, right? Because this event wouldn't happen without a dedicated team of volunteers to help make it run as smoothly as it does. And so we really are thrilled to have it back, but we really need that volunteer help to make sure it is successful. So a 2-hour shift, you get a T-shirt, right? If I sign up to volunteer?
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's
All
right.
Very good.
And I can't forget our sponsors. KSJE 90.9 FM is a Riverfest overall sponsor, along with Basin Health Companies, Basin Coordinated, Basin Home Health and Hospice. Those are our two major sponsors, and
Well,
we
we're in
thank
pretty good
them.
company with
Thank
that.
you so much for that.
Happy to do it. You bet. It's
Yeah.
again, thrilled that it's back. So
And I have to say that Scott and Jenny Lee Ryan, Scott Michlin and Jenny Lee Ryan are emceeing the Wiener Dog Race, and Scott has done this for us so many years, and we're just very grateful to you for that.
well, it's a lot of fun. If you haven't seen Wiener Dogs racing, you've missed out, I have to say. And it's just, you might think that, well, it doesn't sound that, but it's hilarious and it's a lot of fun. And the dogs get a little competitive, I have to say. So it's a fun event, and that's Saturday morning at 11, right there at Berg Park. So we hope to see a lot
Yes.
of folks out there, and you can still, I think, register your dogs if you
can
have a wiener
register
dog.
the morning of the race, starting at 9:30.
And the proceeds will benefit River Reach Foundation, which is wonderful.
Yes.
So
Yes, we've made some progress on our trail systems, and maybe we will have time to talk about that a little bit at the end, maybe.
you bet. You bet.
So, other events I wanted to note are the sponsors of the Wiener Dog Race Ready Door Storage and KSJE, and then car shows at Cottonwood Landing. We have Carpet One as our sponsor this year for the car shows. We have the Four Corners Old Car Club, who's a partner, on Sunday, and Saturday car show is Fouts Hannon. And that's just a variety of old cars and people that get together. And then also on Saturday in the afternoon, Joe TOHONNIE and the White Mountain Apache Crown Dancers, sponsored by NTEC and the Farmington Indian Center. and that's at the Little Pavilion, and the costumes are just unbelievable and very popular.
Yeah, we can see a little bit of them on the screen. If folks are watching on video, that's the way to enjoy the show, I would say. But we can see some of the costumes that are there, part of their performances. So that's great. Coming back.
Yeah, all these times are on our website, riverfestnewmexico.com. I'm jumping around a little bit, but I do want to mention the One Nation Memorial Gourd Dance at Veterans Park. That'll be at the afternoon, starting at noon on Sunday and go until 5. Sponsored by NTEC again and Northern Edge Casino. And then they have a One Nation Gourd Dance Club, Elvin Keyswood, and a group from Shiprock. So
Okay.
that's great. And then the Riverfest 500 Duck Race on Sunday afternoon. That will be happening at Willett Ditch at Rocky Beach Landing.
Very good.
Is it 2 p.m., Bob?
The duck race?
Yeah.
I think that sounds about right, but we will double check.
It's usually at 2 or 3 on Sunday afternoon, but we can find that information.
We can't forget about the duck race. That's another very popular event, right? And that is you would buy your duck and then see if your duck wins, right? And the race down the ditch, basically. So
Yes.
there you go. And the ducks are going to be starting to be sold on Friday or Saturday?
Ducks are sold up until Thursday next week. $5 for a duck, $2,000 if they win.
Thank you.
$1,000 for second place.
Okay. So you have to buy them ahead of time.
You need to buy them before Thursday next week.
Good to know.
Can
You
you
can buy
buy
'em
them at
online.
Howard's Cleaners?
Howard's
or
Cleaners, you can get some tickets.
online?
You can buy them online, riverfestnewmexico.com, as
That's
well
right.
as a few of us volunteers running around with tickets.
Okay. Good to know. Very good. Thank you for that. Excellent. Arts and crafts coming back, right?
Yes, so I think we have over 50 vendors for arts and crafts this year, and we have it in a couple of locations. Of course, River Reach Terrace at Berg Park West, and then we have it on down the trails at Overbend Lookout and Archway Court. So Debbie has her hands full with a lot of great arts and crafts, just such a variety that you'll be able to find things and help local vendors
Right.
as well.
Really unique items, which I'm always excited to kind of see, stuff you don't see everywhere. So if you really are looking for that unique something, you could probably find it at Riverfest.
Yes.
I would say. And the other thing I wanted to mention too is, I think we have a lot of folks in the community that have discovered the river trails thanks to the River Reach Foundation and all the things we have to do to celebrate the trails that run right through the heart of Farmington. But many times when we're there, we're kind of there. There's not a lot of people there. Maybe there's a few more folks on the trails or walking their dogs or riding their bikes or jogging through. This weekend of Memorial Day weekend, it's a completely different environment on those trails because there's so many folks who get out to enjoy. Those plazas are filled with activities and music and vendors and food trucks and the whole thing. It's such a different experience when you're there during Riverfest. So I just wanted to make that point because it's so in a different environment.
It really is, and there were a lot of people utilizing the trails during the pandemic, and we were so fortunate to have it.
That's right.
And I think that has made them really appreciate this event and really want to participate. We've had such a great response from sponsors and people who want to be involved this year. We do have a lot of volunteers too, but we still need more. We had estimated 30,000 people in 2019. That was the largest Riverfest attendance ever. We had counters on the trails, and so we had to project, but estimated. And so it could be even larger this year just because people want to get out.
Right, and come back and enjoy this great event. Now, we haven't talked, I don't think, too much about the actual river, which is the main highlight of Riverfest. And so there are a couple events planned around the river. Who wants to talk about those?
There is a river parade on Sunday. That's put on through Desert River Guides. There's going to be, you can load in costume contest, and everyone's going to float down there by the Veterans Memorial and River Reach Landing, and they'll be judging on that contest. There's prizes for that.
There you go. We see it on the screen around 11 o'clock Sunday. Is that
Yes, sir.
the time. And of course, we're also excited that there's water in the river to be able to do events like this, but not too much water. So I think it's kind of the Goldilocks maybe moment that we can enjoy the river safely and things like this. This first ever, right? This rally, raft parade, and costume contest.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
good to know.
That's right. And
Very good.
You have to weigh about 35 pounds, but you children about age 4 or 5
I was gonna say
maybe.
I'm good. But for kids, that's
but
important,
raft rides
right?
from 10 to 6 on Saturday and 10 to 4 on Sunday, and then the raft parade on Sunday at
Well, and that's
11 or
I
12.
think my first raft ride was at Riverfest years and years ago. So it's a great way to enjoy the river. Certainly, you get a different perspective of the city from seeing it from the river, from a raft in the river. And so I know folks are really interested in those, Gloria Leamer. Is that you need to get tickets obviously ahead of time for that, or will time sell out? Do you think?
They're going to be selling them ahead of time, I think, online, and they
It's
have
through the Desert River Guides, though,
through
right?
Desert River Guides.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So they would be the ones that could tell you what's still available.
They're going to have a pop-up at Animas Park near the animal shelter.
Mm-hmm.
And so they'll have a canopy there, and they'll have a table and be selling tickets. The tickets are sold at Riverfest. I'm really not positive that they're online.
Okay.
I
But-
believe he has a QR code for that and everything, so you can register.
Wonderful.
There you
Okay.
go. But you can certainly find out
Yeah.
how to get them online,
Yes.
for sure. So there is that. So that's important to know because that's a big part of Riverfest is celebrating the rivers, which is kind of how this whole thing kind of started. Like, how many years ago, Gloria and Bob Leamer, do you both remember the first Riverfest?
It was in it was in 1987. Was September of 1987 was our first Riverfest. We celebrated it because of one of the wood chip trails from Berg East to what is now River East Terrace. So we wanted people to come down and see it, and it was very successful. The Rainbow Gypsy traveling
Gotcha.
group.
Right. At entertainment
played
that first year.
As
Okay.
well as the group out of Farmington High School called the Red Apple Flyer. So
Wow.
that was well attended, 500 people. We moved it to Memorial Day weekend because it didn't have any water in the river in September.
Gotcha.
So,
And the rest is history, as they say, from
Yeah,
500 to 30,000.
and the outdoor program here at the college got involved and started the rafting.
Right. I remember
So
that.
It was a eventual thing that grew every year, and this is our 34th year.
Right.
It would have been our 36th.
Right.
Yes.
Well, we all understand why we're a little less counting, but that's okay. We're glad that it's back, as we've said. There is also a recycled fashion show on the schedule for this year, and that is another event that is kind of people looking forward to that.
Yes, they are. National Honor Society at Piedra Vista High School and Cody Dudgeon, their sponsor and also owner of Desert River Guides, is putting that on. And they have more prizes this year, more categories, and it's expanding. It has sponsors Brady Trading, which actually does recycled things to purchase.
Okay.
And Waste Management is always really good with sponsoring the Recycled Fashion Show, and that's on Sunday morning, I believe at 10 at Little Pavilion. And I do want to mention that Roverfest did not make it back this year, but we hope it comes back next year. It's just a walk in the park. And then the Children's Amusements is not going to make it down from, I believe, Salt Lake City this year, but we do have River Kids, always sponsored by NTEC, and we have 2 adults leading River Kids under a tent with kids' craft activities, and we hope to have, some games and other things for the kids to do there, and it's everything at that is free.
Okay.
Okay.
Good to know. And we know that there are kids' events and facilities at Burke Park that the city has installed, and so that's also right there in the area that Riverfest is going to be taking place.
Absolutely. The River
for the
of
kids.
Fountains has been recently repainted, and it's
Right.
just a gorgeous splash pad and of course, playground equipment. And just good food and fun and walking and
Very
bringing
good.
your dogs. There's beer and wine gardens
Right.
on both ends of the park. You can purchase a brick paver. There's free tractor rides from Animas Park or from the animal shelter area, Red Barn area. Four Corners Antique Power Association sponsors that every year, and they have a kind of a wagon attached to old John Deere tractors, old tractors, and they have 4 of them this year. And people really love to ride those into Rocky Beach Landing from Animas Park or from the Red Barn area.
Right.
So that's very helpful. And we also have a people mover donated for use by Advantage Dodge. It's a 6-person golf cart that's going to help people that really don't realize the distance maybe, or it's very hot for them, they're elderly or disabled. They will be making the rounds. We have volunteers to drive that. And we have the Red Apple Transit as well, and Bob probably can tell you, or Evan, more about the Red Apple Transit rides.
Right. Very good. Who would like to take that on? Evan, go ahead.
The Red Apple Transit will be running every half hour from basically side to side. So if you get stuck from one end of the park to the other, you can definitely find a way home.
Gotcha.
And then the hospital has also been gracious enough to offer a people mover. So don't worry about walking too far.
When you're in the park, you can have that option. And then, did I read correctly that there is you could park at the museum and catch a ride to
Shuttle to the park.
the park for parking and things like that? If folks would prefer to do that, that's going to be available too this weekend.
Exactly, and there's
next
going to
weekend?
be plenty of handicap parking on both sides as well.
Okay, good to know. Because I know, again, if you haven't been down to the park in a while, it's a little distance if you're not used to it.
Exactly.
For some folks, I know there are some folks that will just run the park 5 times in a day and it's no big deal. But if you're not used to it, it's a little bit of a walk, but a beautiful walk in that. So that's great. Riverfest, it is coming up Memorial Day weekend. Again, things kick off a week from tomorrow, next Friday. And then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday as we celebrate the rivers in Farmington. We're just about out of time, everybody. What one final pitch, Gloria Leamer?
Oh, sure. Plein Air Painters Fun
Yes.
Run, always sponsored by the City Rec Department, for 8 a.m. on Saturday for the fun run, 11 a.m. for Plein Air Painters.
Right.
The disc golf tournament, 9 a.m. on Saturday, and that's a local club, and they have day 1 at Riverfest and day 2 in Aztec at the Tiger Park, I believe. You can do yoga at 9 a.m. on Saturday at Berg Park or River Reach Terrace. And the Wiener Dog races at 11.
Yes.
On Saturday.
Can't forget about those. Right.
Right.
And the trails, we briefly mentioned them earlier, but just again to point out, the Among the Waters Trails has now been reopened this spring, I believe. That's a cooperative effort between the River Reach Foundation, which is the beneficiary of Riverfest, of course, and the City of Farmington and the Parks and Rec Department. And so I know they do a lot of work on the trails and have improved them since that very first Riverfest 30 some odd years ago, right, with 500 people. And now I know the goal is to maybe have a trail that crosses the city at some point when all the sections are put together. But we're getting closer and closer to that, aren't we?
It is almost connected from the Animas Trail all the way down to Westland Park. There's just that last little section where it's not connected.
Right.
But now, it goes all the way to the Bistai Highway. So,
which is exciting. And the confluence is that Among the Waters Trail, to see the confluence of the San Juan and Animas Rivers meeting.
Exactly.
If you haven't been down there, it really is a whole different view of the city and one that maybe most of us don't see because we're just not down there. And if you know anything about the history of Farmington, that was a lot of the area and the farmland down there where farming town kind of began at those rivers where those rivers meet. So it's really a cool perspective to see. So
It's a beautiful trail.
it is. It really is, and nice to see it. And I think more folks are discovering it. So that's been a cool thing as well. Well, thank all 3 of you for your work on Riverfest this year. We're so thrilled that it's back and bigger and better than ever, we hope. And I'd say if we can Get 30,000, that's great. If we get 35,000, it's even better. We'll see what the counts show, right?
Right.
That'll be wonderful. Well, thank you very much, all of you, for coming in this morning and
Thank
for all your
you.
work on this great event.
Thank you.
Thanks for
Thanks
having
us,
for the
Scott.
sponsorship.
You bet. We're looking forward to it.
See you at the river.
I will see you at the river. You bet. There you go. My guest this morning here on KSJE talking about Riverfest 2022. KSJE is supported by the Farmington Civic Center, bringing a full slate of entertainment to Farmington and San Juan County. The interactive art of Artrageous, Saturday, May 21st at 7:30 p.m. The Farmington Civic Center, 200 West Arrington in downtown Farmington. Find out more online at fmtn.org/shows or at 505-599-1148. KSJE is proud to support Riverfest, Memorial Day weekend, May 27th, 28th, and 29th on the banks of the Animas River in Farmington. Enjoy all-day music, food, beer gardens, vendors, crafts and raft rides, the recycled art show, and the plein air painters. Riverfest, a jolt-worthy event, proudly hosted by the River Reach Foundation, sponsored in part by the City of Farmington and the Farmington Convention and Visitors Bureau. Find out more at riverfestnewmexico.com.